Hello, and welcome back to the Become That Girl Society, where we discuss leveling up strategies so you can become the girl of your dreams. Today, we are talking about the second stage of envy, resentment. Make sure to go back to the first video and listen to this entire 5-part series. In the last video, we talked about how envy begins with comparison, someone looking at your life and measuring it against their own. But at this stage, that comparison doesn't just linger, it turns into bitterness. This is when envy stops being passive. It starts changing the way they act toward you. Their energy toward you shifts from subtle indifference to outright irritation. Their words become sharper, their support fades, and they start picking at things they once admired about you. It always starts small. First, they admired you. They clapped for you. They celebrated your wins. But then something shifted. You started noticing the energy was different. Their words were the same, but their tone, not so much. That same person who used to encourage you now seems distant, even cold. Their compliments feel more forced. Their smiles don't quite reach their eyes. So why does admiration turn into resentment? Why do people go from cheering for you to secretly despising you? Resentment is the boiling point of envy. It's what happens when a person can't process their jealousy in a healthy way. They become obsessed with why you're ahead of them. According to psychologists, resentment often comes from a mix of entitlement and insecurity. People who reach this stage genuinely believe that they should have what you have, whether it's success, happiness, relationships, or attention. And because they don't have it, they start looking for someone to blame. And guess who becomes the target? You. They tell themselves you had an unfair advantage. They convince themselves you don't deserve your success. They rewrite history in their heads, downplaying your hard work. This is when their jealousy stops being silent. It starts seeping into their words, their actions, and even their facial expressions. And if you're wondering whether someone around you is starting to resent you, the signs are always there. Let's break them down. At first, their words sound the same. They still say nice things, but something is different. Instead of a genuine, excited, "I'm so happy for you," you start getting weirdly calculated responses. "Oh, wow, that's unexpected. I mean, good for you, I guess. Life just keeps working out for you, huh?" They never outright insult you. That would be too obvious. Instead, their compliments feel backhanded, designed to plant doubt in your mind. For example, let's say you tell them you got a promotion. A real friend might say, "That's amazing. You worked hard for that." But a resentful person, their response might sound more like, "Didn't expect that. I thought they'd go with someone more experienced." Notice the difference? One response celebrates you, the other subtly undermines you. And it doesn't stop at words. Watch their body language. A resentful person might smile, but only with their mouth, not their eyes. Give you a delayed response as if they're forcing themselves to acknowledge your success. This is when you know they're no longer rooting for you. Next, their support quietly disappears. Remember when they used to hype you up? When they were always there, cheering you on? Yeah, that's over now. People in this stage of envy don't just dislike your success, they refuse to acknowledge it. You post about an achievement? They ignore it. You mention something exciting? They change the subject. You invite them to celebrate with you? They suddenly get too busy. They make sure to engage with everyone else online, but when it comes to you, it's like you don't exist. And if you call them out, they'll pretend it's a coincidence. "Oh, I didn't see your post." They saw it. "I've just been so busy," but not too busy to interact with other people. This is their way of silently punishing. They don't want to congratulate you because deep down, it feels like admitting defeat. Before, they may have quietly resented you, but now they start actively searching for flaws. You started a business? Let's see how long that lasts. You got a big opportunity? Yeah, but who do you know that got you in? You're in a happy relationship? Must be nice to be blind to red flags. At this stage, they become hyper-focused on finding a reason why you don't deserve what you have. They pick apart your work, your choices, your achievements, anything that makes them feel inferior. It's not that they actually think you're failing. It's that they need to believe it. Because if they admit that your success is real, they have to face a painful truth. It's them who's falling behind. And most people, they'd rather tear you down than work on themselves. Let's look at a famous example of resentment in pop culture. Old school Hollywood actresses Joan Crawford and Bette Davis. Joan Crawford and Bette Davis are proof that resentment can last a lifetime. At first, they respected each other. They were two of Hollywood's biggest stars, each bringing something unique to the industry. But Hollywood's sexist attitudes forced them into a box. Joan was labeled the beautiful movie star, but people questioned her acting skills. Bette was seen as the serious actress, but she was never given the glamorous roles. Instead of allowing both women to thrive, sexist Hollywood pitted them against each other. And what started as comparison turned into full-blown resentment. They spread rumors about each other. They undermined each other in interviews. They even tried to sabotage each other's careers. Their rivalry got so toxic that even when one of them died, the other didn't hold back. When Joan Crawford passed away, Bette Davis famously refused to say anything kind. That's how deep resentment can run when it goes unchecked. Resentment is where envy stops being silent. It's no longer just about feeling bad when someone else wins. It's about actively wanting to see them lose. And if resentment isn't dealt with, it only gets worse. Because in stage 3, envy becomes an obsession. That's when people stop just being bitter in private and start making you the center of their focus. They watch your every move. They imitate you, sometimes without you even realizing it. And when obsession takes over, that's when things get really toxic. So in the next video, we're breaking down the signs that someone is obsessed with envying you. From subtle imitation to full-on sabotage, you'll learn how to recognize when someone isn't just envious. They want to actually be you.